Okay, so in this video, we are going to see how we can overlay one image on top of another. This becomes really handy when we are working with a pre-processing problem, or when we want to make sure that if we align two images on top of one another, we need to make sure that the objects on those images is properly aligned. So in order to do this, I have taken an example of a publicly available dataset, which is the NFPS dataset. You can get the link of this dataset from the description below, and then you can download it. I'll simply start by adding the data. To add the data, I'm going to choose this choose directory option because I want to show you what happens if we try to input a lot of MRIs and how we can select and view them. So I'm going to go in this image samples folder, and then in this nifty folder I have kept the NFPS dataset. This dataset has, I think, around 100 to 200 images, but I have only kept data of one patient for visualization purposes. So as you can see, I'll simply click on this folder and then click open. After I do this, you can see that it loads all the different files that this folder has. So I'm gonna click OK, and it will load all those 4 files that look something like this. So in order to see or go to these files, you can simply click on this icon which is data. Other than that, you can also select it from this drop down list as well. So here you can see this is selected. We can choose from and see single images like this by clicking on the I button on top of each image. As you can see, this is the MRI, this is the extracted brain of the MRI, and these are the brain masks and all the pre-processing steps that have been performed. So as you can see, if we are just trying to visualize a single MRI, we can simply do it using this tool. But what if I just want to see what would happen if I remove all the other artifacts and the brain only remains? So for this purpose, I have the brain image already available and I have the original MRI. I can simply go to this view controller option. And in my earlier video, I think in the second video, I showed you that if you want to make sure that one operation can be performed on all the 3 views, you have to connect this ring like this. Okay, and then we'll drop it down like this. As you can see, this is the image that has been selected. You can choose 2 images and overlay them at once using this tool. So for example, I want to choose the first image that looks something like this, and I also want to overlay the brain image on top of it. So I can select this brain like this. So if I want to see if the brain is properly aligned with this original image, I have this scrolling bar thing right here. I can simply scroll, and as you can see, it perfectly overlays because you cannot see any mismatched region or anything. So if I try to scroll it like this, you can see, right? So basically this is how you can simply align 2 images on top of one another. There is also another option where you can also choose a segmentation or labeling. You can also overlay this labeling on top of this as well. We are going to cover in the next cover it in the next video, where we will first try to segment out a tumor region, and then we'll see how we can overlay it on top of this image. So thank you so much for staying tuned. I'll see you next time.